Shalom everyone, this is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehuda ben Shomer, and welcome to the Daily Drosh. Today's Daily Drosh is taken from Numbers chapter 21, and I'm going to be reading verses 4 and 5. It says, Then the people of Israel returned to Mount Hor, and from there continued southward along the road to the Red Sea, in order to go around the land of Edom. The people were very discouraged. Here we go again. They began to murmur against God and to complain against Moses. Why have you brought us out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? They whined. There's nothing to eat here, nothing to drink, and we hate this insipid manna. Wow. That's just a slap in the face to God. That's literally looking a gift horse in the mouth. It's just unbelievable. What I took away from this when I read this, and what just stood out to me so strongly, is that we can become so numb and desensitized to God's goodness. A lot of times people want to say, God is unfair. Where is God? Why is he not coming through for me? But when he does, and when he provides for you, then we get used to it and desensitized to it, and we despise even the blessing of God. Look, Egypt was a harsh place of slavery. They were beat. The men and women were separated. The male children were killed as soon as they were born. They worked day and night. They hardly had any rest. Sure, they had cucumbers and leeks and melons. They may and fish from the river, but their life was just horrible. At least in the wilderness, they were free. They just didn't have the variety of food that they were used to in slavery. But yet they were treated much better in the wilderness, and God miraculously provided water from the rock. That just happened. That was just the next chapter before, is that God provided water from the rock when there is no water. Now they're complaining that there's no water, and now that they're complaining that there's nothing to eat, and they're getting sick and tired of this manna. What is manna? Yes, exactly. That's what it means. It means, what is it? It was this substance, this nourishing substance that came from heaven, that was left behind after the dew dissipated in the morning, and people would gather it and collect it from the fields. And according to tradition and according to legend, they could make almost anything they wanted out of it, and it tasted like anything that they wanted. But initially it tasted like wafers with honey. But they had it every single day. This was miraculous food that God provided for them every single day. Without this manna, they would have starved and died of malnutrition and died of starvation. But yet here in this verse, they're complaining to God about this insipid manna, according to the Living Bible paraphrase. We're tired of this insipid manna. They are slapping God in the face and despising the very provisions and gifts that God has, just because it's not what they wanted. It didn't meet their taste or their liking. Let's just be very careful of not complaining against God, because God provides for us, food, clothing, shelter, family, friends, salvation, jobs, bills. He's never late. He's sometimes early, but he's always on time. And, he may wait to the very last minute to provide and just squeak by with the very minimal to provide for you, but he provides for you because he wants you to continue to depend and rely on him. So let's not despise or get desensitized or get used to God's provisions in such a way that we take it for granted and even complain that God is providing for us because we don't like the way he's providing for us. Let's not be like the children of Israel in the wilderness in this instance. Let's just reevaluate things today. Guys, thanks for listening. Shalom and Shavua Tov.
Abraham'sDescendants.com, getting back to the first century in a 21st century way.
Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com.